Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 42 of Civilization 5 as Rome. It certainly looks like Japan has a bit of an attack fleet down here. I'm not too sure what they're planning to do, whether they're coming for Antium or whether they are heading somewhere else, but I still find the whole thing a little bit suspicious. Just having a quick look, they are not currently at war with anybody, so we'll certainly have to see what they are doing. It might be more sensible for me to start bringing some of my ships back over here, but that said, if they do declare war, I do intend to just try and drop a bomb on them and take them out, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what they decide they're going to do. No, they're actually moving away from us. That doesn't mean to say they're not going to come down here and try and attack one of my other cities, but they may be heading over towards Brazil, so as long as they want to leave me alone, that is fine. I'm quite happy with that. Yep, they have just declared war on Brazil. So that's where that attack fleet is going. They're probably going to end up taking these two these two cities on this island down here. I'm not all that bothered. As long as they leave me alone, that is fine. Don't really care. Work has begun on an SS booster. We have ourselves a great scientist. Now, do we have anything queued up? Particle physics, we've got the internet queued up. After that, we'll probably go lasers, possibly. Or we could go straight into nuclear. Yeah, let's go particle physics, internet, nuclear fusion. We can get ourselves giant death robots. We don't really have any spare uranium, but we can do that anyway. So Beshbelik has completed the nuclear missile. That was quick. Were we building another one somewhere else? I didn't think it was going to be that quick to build. What do we want to build over here? Is there anything we could get that would be useful to us? We're not coastal. I guess we can go and get ourselves a medical lab. We don't really need to get a spaceship factory over here. This mobile SAM doesn't need to do anything, really. This submarine, you're going to continue to work your way around over here, just in case Japan try something. We have a spaceship part, the stasis chamber. Let's go ahead and add that. So, what do we have left? What do we need to get? Let's just check this now on the victory conditions. So, all we need is 2 boosters and the the engine. So, we're working on the 2 boosters. They're going to be finished in 11 turns, and then we'll be able to start working on the engine. This might even be the final video here. I think I'm still just going to keep this aircraft on intercept. We have a great scientist here. Let's go ahead and get a technology pot. So we can already start working on the last part, which will probably be over here. So we'll move you over here, this great engineer. And then once Kume has finished with this booster, it's going to work on the engine, and then we'll use the great engineer to rush it. So we have our nuclear missile. I think we will rebase this and possibly keep it here in Kume. Just because this is sort of central to our island, and I think it'll be safe there. Or safer. It's not likely to be the first place hit. You're not having open borders. You don't need them. Get another great scientist in 10 turns. We're not going to need him, but we get him nonetheless. So this isn't necessarily the victory type that I wanted, or the victory type that I was hoping for. I think one of the main reasons why I tried to go for the domination victories, because I usually do play quite passively. I don't normally build armies and go and attack stuff, and I know some of you can find that quite boring, because I think sometimes... I'm quite perfectly happy to play Civilization and never go to war for the entire game. Just literally do the whole thing passively. But I appreciate that that may not be the best viewing experience. So I try to do some combat and some wars because, one, it's a little bit different and it's a different way for me to do things. And hopefully, even though I'm not that good at the warfare side of things in Civilization 5, I can still demonstrate some of the mechanics that combat units can have. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, and that's the most important thing here. We were apparently buying gems from Pakal. I think we should carry on doing that. Will he accept 7 gold per turn? We are friends. No, we'd probably have to give him the full 9. Yeah, we have to give him the full 9, but that's fine. I'm not going to buy them outright. I'd sooner give him 9 gold per turn than give away a lot of it all in one go. Rio de Janeiro has finished that garden. There's not an awful lot it really needs. Let's just queue up an amphitheatre and a barracks and a factory. Just keeping it busy, basically. Nuclear missile is going to go to sleep. We don't need it. Nuclear sub is going to come down here because we're worried that Japan might try something a little bit dodgy later on. Cargo ship, you were previously going to Fez. I think you can probably go to Coventry. Get a little bit more gold by going that way. Not a huge amount, but it will do. So, how many turns are we looking at? 10 turns we will have the SS booster. This booster will have already completed before then. So, in 5 turns we'll be able to start on the engine and we'll be able to rush that with the engineer. So, we're probably just looking at 10 turns to complete this game. And I don't think the AI can win in that time. And we haven't done too bad. We managed to completely wipe out Genghis Khan. So we have his capital. We also managed to take London. We held on to it for a little while, although Japan just got a little bit too big and stompy, which was the main problem there. And, yeah, I wonder if they're actually going to take out any of Brazil. I still don't think the AI is in a position to win here, so we should be okay. Sao Paulo has completed that XCOM squad. Let's get a temple for whatever reason. We'll go and get ourselves a windmill there and a factory. Again, just trying to stop these things popping up and asking me to do stuff. Mobile Sam, I think you can stay there for now. I don't think you're in a bad position. You are just going to sit there until we start on the next spaceship part. Got another cargo ship. You were going to Kyoto. We'll continue going to Kyoto. Wow, looks like the Mayans have got a fairly big fleet, although they're still using privateers. Move a stacked unit. You have an XCOM squad. How is that a stacked unit? Ah, because there's a Lancer in there. Fair enough. You can just go there on alert. We don't really need you. I think you were more of a defensive measure than anything else. I wonder if the Mayans are going to declare war on Brazil. Oh, they are at war with Brazil. So Brazil have actually got Japan and the Mayans fighting them. You are friends with Japan, yeah. So they probably went to war together. I didn't see the war pop up. So maybe Japan and the Maya went to war together. Quite possible. 8 turns until we get the great scientists. We don't really need them. Belo Horizonte has finished its missile cruiser. You go ahead and work on a factory and then get an opera house or something. Assign delegates. This is for nuclear non-proliferation. Well, we don't want that to go through because I want to be able to build... In fact, no, let's let that go through. Is anybody else building nukes? I can't build any more nukes because I don't actually have any more uranium. So let's go ahead and go nuclear non-proliferation. Because that will stop anybody else from being able to build nukes. It won't get rid of the nukes I already have. I will be allowed to keep those. That's perfectly fine. I should have just put that on sleep. So nuclear non-proliferation just stops you from being able to build nukes. It doesn't stop you from keeping them or using the ones you already have. So I think we're fine there. Yep, certainly looks like Pacal's forces are heading down to Brazil. So I'm not too worried about that. And now Morocco has declared war on Siam. That seems quite... I mean, Morocco... Well, Siam's not exactly high up the score table, but I wouldn't have thought Morocco was strong enough to defeat Siam. But I don't know, maybe they are. They seem to be about equal in size. So, nuclear non-proliferation passes, and repealing the ban on jewellery also passes. Are we getting... Yep, we are actually getting happiness from jewellery as well. Brilliant. Okay, so those are actually good things. Some elections being rigged. I can't be bothered to micromanage any of those at the moment. Karakorum has finished its nuclear missile. So, we were actually working on another nuclear missile. So now I've actually got some of my uranium back. So we didn't finish that missile. That's because nuclear non-proliferation passed. But we still have 2 nuclear... Well, we have an atomic bomb. We have a nuclear missile. So that is fine. We can save that and buy a giant death robot. Let's go ahead and get a garden. And then we'll queue up a stock exchange. We were about done with this game anyway. This missile cruiser is just going to go to sleep. This cargo ship is going to go to Palenque. It's the same amount of gold as we'd get from Japan anyway. On to the next turn. So if I try and keep my episodes for 20 minutes, we've got approximately 10 minutes left to get this game finished. And I think we can do it. 2 turns away from this booster, 7 turns away from this booster. We still got to build the engine, but we can rush the engine with the great engineer. So I think we are about 7 or 8 turns away possibly from finishing this game. And the only thing that's going to slow us down is the processing time of the AI turns, because most people are at war with each other right now, which is good. I'm being left alone, which is actually quite a nice thing here. So, of course, England was completely wiped out in this game as well. They're not around anymore. Well, there's nothing more that I can do on that turn, so we'll just instantly... there we go, look at that. You see, I knew Japan was working on the Manhattan Project because my spy caught them. They can still work on the Manhattan Project, but they can't build nukes anymore because they were even the ones that wanted the nuclear non-proliferation. 5 turns away from getting the Great Scientist. Oh, friendly trade route plundered. Not one of mine, though. I still have the full 9 of 9. At least we are finally, because it took long enough through this game to be finally at the maximum number of trade routes. I know there are still some sea resources people have mentioned, like these ones. I mean, these are too far away from Rome to work anyway. There are a couple up here near Belo Horizonte. We've got the fish. There's also the fish up here near Antium as well. There's actually 2 fish near Antium, but I just can't be bothered to work them. They're a little bit pointless. We got our fishing boats plundered here, but doesn't seem like a lot of point in doing that right now. What level 2 tenant could we get? Factories increase the city's science output. Sure, let's get workers' faculties. Doesn't make any difference now. I mean, we have practically one at this point. There is the SS booster. So the SS booster needs to go and get itself in the city. Let's get this general out because he's just getting in the way now. So this booster's going to go here. We're going to add that to the spaceship. We're now working on the engine. So let's go ahead and... Another great general in the way. Let's go ahead and use the engineer to hurry the production. 5 turns left. There we go. 5 turns and 5 turns. You just go to... Well, you can go back in there, I suppose, and then go to sleep. So then, we are 5 turns away from winning this game. Japan have a lot of units. I have a lot of units too, but I'm so tempted just to drop a nuke in the middle of all of that lot. Just drop a... actually, it seems a little bit insensitive dropping a nuke on Japan, but the number of units that I could eradicate if I just dropped a nuke right there. Although I would also want to... Oh no, I thought that cargo ship would be in range, which would mean I'd also declare war on the Mayan inadvertently. But yeah, we could certainly do a lot of damage there. I'm not really going to bother. What have we got going on over here? I take it that's Japan. Japan actually coming for Brazilla. Because it seems that they've completely missed out this island down here. And it looks like they're going for the mainland. That's quite interesting. Wonder what they're planning on doing. I don't really have any units over here that can see. What we could do is we could grab our helicopter here and we can go and fly over there for a bit of a better viewpoint. Helicopters can fly over mountain tiles, which is fantastic. They can also stop on a mountain tile. You can end your turn on a mountain tile, but you will take damage if you do end your turn on a mountain tile. So it's best not to do that if you can help it. You might as well just stay there now. On to the next turn again. Ah, Manus. So he has captured one of the cities down there. So this isn't taking any damage yet, but it is blockaded. So he probably has some ships down there. So yeah, Japan is going to be taking those islands there. Anyway, as I was just about to say, as this is likely to be the final video in this series, and it will end on a Tuesday, I'm probably going to take the rest of the week off from Civilization, so I probably won't go straight into the next game. I would like to do a deity game. I don't know whether I might take a little bit of a break. I've been running Civilization 5 series back to back, and there's quite a lot of other strategy games that I would like to have a look at and to cover, so maybe I'll mix it up a little bit, but we'll just see how things are going. So I'm still the tech leader, but I'm only 4 techs ahead of the Mayans, although the Mayans do get quite a good bonus to their technology. I can't remember what their unique thing is, but they do get a bonus to their technology. Let's go ahead and get a solar plant here, just because we can. Unit needs orders. You're just going to sit there. Now, even though it's an aircraft, it can't actually fly over water. It has to embark. What is the Mayan ability? Couldn't find Mayan. Pakal, what is it that you get? So, after researching theology, receive a great person at the end of every long calendar cycle. So every 394 years, they get a great person. But each great person can only be chosen once. But, I mean, that is good. The easy way to get yourself an early great scientist and get yourself a academy nice and early on. Yeah, definitely quite a few Japanese ships down here. They have taken some damage, though. I mean, Brazil are definitely fighting back. But Brazil are losing ground. So 2 turns away from a great scientist. We're not really going to need him. You're still not having open borders. Let's just go back down here and have a look. We are 3 turns away on both of these cities. So we should technically just be 3 turns away from completing the game. Kabul seeks a great scientist. Well, we're going to get one in, well, 1 turn now. That should go down to 1 as soon as the AI's finished processing here. Yep, and indeed it has. Nothing else going on. Oh, no, there are a couple of things that we can do. So, you finished the medical lab. Just build an opera house because you can. Antium has finished a rocket artillery. Build a medical lab because you can. Rocket artillery, let's give you open and cover. So many things you could give a rocket artillery, really. Cover's very nice. Although I was mainly planning to use it to defend the city here. But cover's nice because you reduce the damage that you take from being shot at by other things. There again, volley's nice if you want to use it to do damage against cities. And I think if you're using it against... If you're protecting against a naval force, especially if you're going to sit in the city, you don't really need cover because you're going to be inside the city. You don't really need volley because you're not going to be attacking cities. And you want to go for the promotion that gives you... I can't remember what the promotion's called now, but the promotion... what is it? Accuracy. That gives you a bonus against open terrain because water counts as open terrain, so... That would be the best thing to do there, but I'm not really playing optimally now because I've pretty much won this game and I'm literally just clicking through next turn until we get there. We have discovered the internet and we have got a great scientist. We have nuclear fusion queued up, so we'll go lasers, globalization, future tech, just so that everything is queued. We will take our great scientist. Well, we would do if I could find him. There he is. You will pop. 2 turns for fusion. We're not actually going to get there, so it doesn't matter. Unit needs orders. You're going to go to sleep. And we are 1 turn away on both of these cities from completing the spaceship parts. We also know that the spaceship part can reach Rome in a single turn because of the railroad. So unless one of the AI manages to win on this turn, then we should win the game. And I know I've just sold something there for 3 gold. Again, doesn't really matter. Yes, you can have open borders. I'm going to give Siam open borders. In the last turn of the game, by all means, bring your men through. Because I'm about to leave this planet and head for civilization beyond Earth, which is quite a depressing thought, really. I still haven't played the expansion for that game yet. I've heard it makes it better, but, you know, I know Mythbusters did prove that you can polish a turd, but I'm not necessarily sure that that counts for Beyond Earth. So we shall have to have a look. Okay, there we go. We have completed all of the spaceship parts. So before we mess around with anything else, add to spaceship. And here's the engine. Here we go. Victory once more on Immortal difficulty. Legit win. Not the victory type we were hoping for, but a win is a win. Let's go in and have a look at some of this stuff. So let's look at the demographics. So we didn't do too bad. We were 1st or 2nd in most things. The only things we were beaten on is our army size, our production, our money. Wow, Japan had more money than me. Food and population. So Japan did get quite stompy, but we was 1st or 2nd in everything, which is quite nice. Ranking, yep, at the top as I expected to be. Actually, let's just go back. I keep going on to that, but I want to look at the Is it under replay? I think it is under replay. It's taking a long time to load the replay in. Here we go. This is what I wanted to look at. So let's have a look at some of the graphs here. So this is score. We're not too bothered about that. We did skyrocket here when we... What did we take there to get that boost in score? Was that when we actually took Brazil's capital? Yeah, because Brazil's score dropped right there. So I think when we took Rio, that really put us high up in score. What do we want to look at? Happiness. Happiness is always all over the place, and our happiness certainly wasn't the highest for a while. We got okay in the end. It did improve. Gold per turn. I was struggling with gold for a while. Yeah, Japan actually had quite a bit of gold. Japan were often ahead of the curve, so that was good for them. Food production. See, my food stayed quite high. I always had good food growth, and so did Japan. That's one of the most important things in Civilization 5, is making sure that you can keep your cities growing. So I'm pretty happy to see that. What else would we like to see here? Military might. Look at Japan's military might compared to mine. I mean, they were massively increasing their military output just here, as were the Maya. So if I'd have tried to go to war with any of those, I would have really, really struggled. They did get very big and very stompy towards the end. Number of known techs. As you can see, it was actually... everyone moves up at pretty much the same pace, although I did sort of emerge around here as the tech leader and managed to keep that all the way along. The Mayans were also quite high, although they weren't always. There was one point where the Maya were actually the lowest in terms of tech. As you can see, we started off the lowest in tech. Just look where the yellow line starts compared to everyone else. We start so far behind the AI in terms of tech, and it wasn't until we started to get to around about here where that line starts to intersect everybody else and then overtake them. So definitely one of the important things to remember on the high difficulty levels. You start behind and you have to get in front. What else would we like to see here? Population. Again, Japan by quite a long shot. Brazil lost quite a lot when we took some of their cities from them. Production per turn. Again, Japan was beating me considerably. I was still way ahead of the AI, but not Japan. Science per turn. My science was always higher than everybody else's. I mean, just look at the amount of science we managed to squeeze out at the end. Mostly from having full rationalism and all of the science buildings and all of the specialists. That's what you have to work towards. Not really bothered about most of these other things. So let's go ahead and have a look at the map, which is like how we always like to end these videos. So we can see England starts growing first. Japan... everyone's just blobbing out. No second cities yet that I can see. Oh, the mayor got theirs. Japan, Siam, England. There's Brazil's. Morocco. There we go. The Mongols got their third one now. We started our second one. England are actually up to 4 cities already. Japan 3. That's where we captured and took that Mongolian city and then built our own. They're just a couple of tiles away in a slightly more useful position. I'm actually surprised that Japan got as big as they did. I mean, England were quite strong in the early game. Look at that. England have already got 6 cities compared to Japan's 5. 7 cities compared to Japan's 5. I wonder if it was actually my own fault that Japan got so big and strong, because at one point I actually got quite a few people fighting with England, I think, and maybe that actually weakened England enough to allow Japan to spread. So this is where I start taking out... everything that is owned by Mongolia. Mongolia is now wrecked. There's Japan taking one of England's cities. It also looks like Siam took one of England's cities as well. So I think Japan and Siam went to war with England at the same time, and that hurt England pretty badly. Obviously, you can see Rio de Janeiro blobbing out there. It's got so much culture output, it doesn't take it any time at all to get all of the tiles within range. And there's me taking one of Brazil's cities on our island. We've still got Siam City down there, as well as a couple from Japan. We've just taken Rio de Janeiro at that point. England managed to take a city back from Japan and then lose it again. There, they've lost another one. That's where we managed to take London, and then we managed to take York, and then we lost York, and then we got York back again, and then we lost London, and then we lost York. And then we took London and York back again. And then Japan raised a city. Then they took London and York back again. London and York changed hands a lot of times in that game. But overall, the important thing is we did win. It was a legitimate win on Immortal difficulty. The next time I play Civilization 5, for better or worse, I am going to attempt it on Deity difficulty. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you've really enjoyed this series. I had a lot of fun playing it. I must admit, when I started in the sort of early turns of the game, I was a little bit dubious. Wasn't sure if I was going to win. Made me a little bit nervous. And I think, to be honest, yes, I've proven that I can win on Immortal difficulty. Playing on the difficulty that is too easy is no fun, because you just face roll the AI and there's no challenge. Equally, playing on the difficulty that is too hard is often, it's rewarding, but it's often quite stressful. I think my ideal level to play on is probably Emperor. Emperor provides me with a significant challenge and I enjoy playing it. Moving up to Immortal, even though I've proven a couple of times that I can beat it on Immortal, I still find it sometimes quite frustrating and quite stressful, but I'm still going to have a go at Deity, because Deity is the only difficulty level I haven't beaten Civilization 5 on, and even if I only do it once, I'm determined to do it just so that I can say I can beat Civilization 5 on Deity difficulty. So that will be the next playthrough of Civ 5. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.